and then Transyt Online was putting into Transit, running the model and giving a better optimised forward signal times. But also we have the option to bring in the fast, the AIM-SUN short-term prediction model to give us a predictive model of a future state, and use that with some of the logic that's in a fast model to give us a predictive date, which then again went into Transyt Online, goes into Transit, gets the signal times, and then pushes them out. So whereas something like Scoot is looking at real traffic flow, whilst it's optimising on a much more frequent basis, it's optimising real time and adapting all the time. And in this instance, Transit's optimising around every 15 minutes, but we have this prediction element which we don't have in Scoot. So it's quite a different scenario, and this is really what the customer was looking for. I should say at this point, Transyt Online doesn't require the predictive, the fast model. However, they both work well in partnership. So what Transyt does, it then compares basically the optimized signal plans, or compares the performance indexes for various different plans, chooses the best one, and then basically exports those stages, and optimized signal timings down to the controller. And again, there's some logic in there which chooses when's the time to switch plans, so that we're not adjusting and jumping forwards from one to the next. We're making sure that when that plan goes down to the street, it's at the right time, or it's relevant. We're going to get a benefit from it. There's no point in changing plans if actually by the time we push a plan out, the benefits have been superseded and gone. So I've probably actually explained the whole of Transyt Online there, so I'll now come back and talk about Transyt Online. So Transyt Online is effectively connecting Transit to the cloud, and this cloud, we process and store the data, both traffic flows, commands, added to signal plans, and we also do the logic. It's automating Transit runs in the behind the scenes, if you like. Again, this is a real simple view of what it's actually doing. It's automating Transit runs, those updated traffic flows, it's creating those better plans, better timings, and then it's interfacing with the controllers. And the way we actually constructed Transyt Online is that we can interface through an open schema with any controller and any management system. So basically, you write a device driver to interface between your controller and Transyt Online, and following the schema, which allows us to transfer data. And that way, we're not tied into any specific controller manufacturer. We can work with local signal controller companies or local management platforms or even other systems that exist already. So we've got quite an open architecture in that way, which is fundamental to what we wanted to do with the product. So, fast, this short-term prediction model using AIM-SUN VHV predictive logic. Basically, it's taking the current state of the model, it's taking current traffic flows, and it's looking back at historic data, and effectively it's predicting the future state. And then that creates future traffic flows feeding into the Transyt model for, again, creating a different scenario, but different optimization of signal times. Again, that's when we can then do that comparison back in Transyt Online, work out the best one, deploy down to the controllers. So it works very, very effectively so far. And then obviously what you need at the end of this is the local traffic controllers and acceptance. So obviously they are responsible for changing the traffic light sequence, as lots of controllers do, but with these transit optimized plans. Again, if we want to switch plans within a stored sequence of plans already exist in the controller that are preloaded, then we can do that. Likewise, in Transyt Online, if we want to move to a pre-model plan, so for example, we've got an event or a scenario, perhaps we've got a flower show or a football match, and we know that we're going to have increased traffic on that particular route or corridor, then we can build a model with our expected traffic flow, have that plan ready to switch over at a very particular timing. Currently in the UK, we're on Easter holiday for many of the schools, and the traffic is somewhere between 10, 15, maybe even 20% monitor of traffic. So it means that our traffic lights can effectively adjust and change plans that they're operating. So if we just think about this pictorially and boxes and data flow, we've got Transit, That's connecting both up and down to a web server, Transyt Online. That's translating again through a communicator, through an adapter, down to the signal controller. And optionally, we don't even have to have this. We can just have Transyt plans just connecting to the controller. We can update those plans both manually or automated. We can do that by the prediction, the STP, the fast model, or we can do it through based on what we know or what we expect. Or we can actually take route data, detect data up to Transyt Online to feed into Transyt if we want to. But we don't actually have to have that. What's quite unique about the system is because we are taking effectively average flows, which is the way Transyt model is working, we don't have to have every car or every vehicle detected by the detection. So we could utilise newer style detection. So we could use Bluetooth detection and take that as an average traffic speed, average traffic flow, and use that to update our flows. Which is perfectly suitable for Transyt style modelling, and then use that to then create new plans based on new traffic information. So we don't have to have the traditional loop or radar or video-based detector. Transyt Online with fast. Basically, we've got the same scenario, same data, the same flows, but this time we've got this prediction model, which is effectively taking those flows from Street, putting it into the prediction model, back into Transyt, back to Transyt Online, and back to the adapter. So that's really how it's working. It's quite a circular process, and it can be relatively automated, could be relatively manual, depending on the scenario and the customer's choice, really. We're trying to make it as flexible as possible, but within reason. So that kind of where we are with Transyt Online. My question is that, are you a signal controller manufacturer? And for those that are listening in the audience, well, if you are, we're looking at limited OEM license opportunities. We've got an instance where Transyt Online is translated into Russian, and actually the TRL branding, whilst it's there, is very much in the background. So it's effectively OEMs to a Russian signal controller company who are effectively branding the same product, if you like, as their own, but it's powered, if you like, by the good historical pedigree of Transyt Online. So we've got limited OEM license opportunities around Europe and the rest of the world. We can do full localization or translation, if I should say. Localization is, I suppose, subject to development, but you have to. But we've also got a fair amount of localization now within Transyt. We've got Australian localization, we've got Dutch localization, we're starting to build some Russian localization in there as well. It's deployed through a hosted web service, so at the moment that's currently a TRL hosted web service, but again, it's the solution and the arrangement can be deployed locally, both either in the local signal, local solution providers' servers, or indeed even on the customer system. And really the point is these don't want to be barriers, so we want to give the flexibility and the capabilities onto the problem rather than actually create another problem. And it's pretty much expandable. We're looking at what we do next with the next iteration development of the product, what functionality we need to add in there. We've got our own roadmap of functions that we want to build in there, and as the customer base grows for Transyt Online, then the functionality will also change and increase. So if we just think about the key dates and really where we've got to so far, we announced this into traffic just over a year ago now. Went down very well, had lots of interesting conversations since then. We started a pilot project in Holland, and it was due to start in May 2012. However, actually, it's really only got going in the last 3 or 4 months, for one reason or another. Part of that was actually the data aggregation that came along before it actually got into the Transyt Online fast solution. And so once that's now been done, that's now going, and we're looking to publish some results, probably in the next month, maybe even 2 months from that. Everything's going well, and the project is quite stable and working nicely. The schemas that are available for controlled manufacturers, they were released in May last year. So basically, there's a published document from TRL that we give to parties that we agree to work with. Basically, it's very simple. There is a flow traffic fluid schema. There is a detector, so it's the detector schema. There's a controller schema, and there's also a media schema. So if you've got detection that allows, if you like, CCTV imagery to be as a byproduct of that detection, we can put that and bring that into the Transyt Online interface. We've got a pilot going along in Russia. There's a two-stage process with this. One is an offline pilot, and then there's another one which is an online pilot. So I think the online pilot has now started, and that's looking very nice. We're hoping to have some more information about that relatively shortly. And effectively, the product was shipping from October 2012. Since the new year started, we've enhanced some of the functionalities. So we're just learning from the pilot projects, leveraging output workflows, making things a lot easier to set up, and really making it so that it's a very easy to use and capable product. As with all things, and that's the point of pilots, is the early adopters get the benefit that they can they're pushing and pulling the system, they're working out what can work better, what's good and what's bad, and we're taking that feedback and we're changing that into enhancements into the functionality. And that really kind of brings us up to date. We've got a variety of parties that we're very well engaged with now, looking to take to the next step in the next couple of months. So it's quite interesting times for us at TRL here. And I think this is my last slide. It is. So that's really it. A quick whiz through Transyt Online to give you a bit of an idea about the functionality and what we're trying to achieve. It's really interesting times with us. It sits very nicely with our current portfolio of products and the technology that we're involved in. And I'm really looking forward to the next 12 months and sharing the results as we go. So, I would like to thank you very much for your time. I don't know if we have any questions, and I will see if I can open the floor up to any questions. I've got a question from Tomek in Poland. Can I speak a little bit louder? I'm sorry, Tomek, I probably spoke really fast, and I'm more than happy to run through this presentation again with you at an agreed time and talk to help with that if that'd be interesting for you. So just drop me an email and let me know. Is there any other questions? Okay, no questions coming from on the chat. So what I'll do is I'll say thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate it. We're constantly adding new presentations to the webinars, so please do keep an eye out on trlsoftware.co.uk as sign-ups when they come out. This is a really great medium for us to share what we're doing, share our experience, not just from the product perspective, but also some of the research projects that we're doing. We're going to schedule some more now that we're into our new financial year, so there'll be some new webinars going up on there probably in the next couple of weeks or the next couple of months. And we're always willing to hear about subjects that you'd like us to talk about. So we don't just want it to be a one-way conversation. If you want to get in contact with me, you can email all the normal TRL emails, software@trl.co.uk, traffic@trl.co.uk, or gjackman@trl.co.uk. I bid you farewell. I hope you have a really good day, whether it's at the end or the beginning of your day, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye-bye.
Excuse me. Hi.